The dancing, oh, incredible how graceful and how skillful all of those dancers were. As I said, when the women, the women in the show, you could sense flowers blowing in the breeze, or when the young men danced, it would, like the Tibetan dances, you could really see snowflakes spinning in the wind. There was a great deal of wisdom in the show. It's the best entertainment I have seen. It's more than entertainment. It's the best show I've seen in decades, and I've seen a lot of shows. It was more than entertaining. It was enlightening, and you don't get that much in entertainment anymore, not off the TV and movies and all the special effects. That show showed me a lot about history and culture, and it was a very spiritually moving.
And I enjoy every minute of it. And from now on, every year, the Cena will be here, okay? It was beautiful, make you feel that there's still hope for the world, that's what's so important about it. There's hope.
Absolutely wonderful. The singers, the costumes, the set, everything is extremely bright and colorful and entertaining, and it really gives you a great glimpse of Chinese culture and history. And it also takes you to the present time, where it actually shows some of the injustices going on in China, which I think a lot of people don't know about. So it's a great awareness too, and we're just having a great time here. We love it, and thank you so much. The dancing, I actually was a professionally trained ballerina, and I've never seen this type of dancing before. With the gymnastics, it's phenomenal. The men, the women, I'm just blown away by the many tricks that they can do, and I'm just very, very impressed.
So powerful. I was crying. I loved it. Yes, of course, being persecuted for and knowing that the higher reward is what you need to strive for.
This show is wonderful. I was in China this summer, and I see more Chinese culture at this show than I saw in China. Costumes are a flavor of China, which is, without that, it would be hard to see the culture. I've never seen anything like the backdrop. It's very Chinese, leads you and dictates some of how your interpretation is going to be. So that's something you wouldn't see in an American performance. It's a very unique cultural experience. When you go to China, it's hard to see this level of culture.
Messages of hope and inspiration, spiritual enlightenment, and perseverance, and that the good eventually wins in the end, and that there is a reward for goodness. The only hope for the future is to know the entire truth. I think it was wonderful.
And the richness of a culture, must be very proud of that. That goes back to 5,000 years.
Very lovely voices. We enjoy the classical music and just very strong, beautiful voices.
I like the dancing and the music. It's awesome.
Oh, it's an amazing show. It's a great blend of culture, of entertainment, of music, of visuals. It's like a high-quality gourmet Chinese meal, but not for the taste buds. It's for the eyes and for the ears. The dances are contemporary and yet traditional. It's a show that can work on so many different levels. You can just watch the visuals, or you can just enjoy the music, or just the movement. Kids can enjoy it for the colors and for the excitement. Chinese people who have grown up with these traditions can sit and take it to a whole different level. So it probably works on 10 different levels that some people don't even know of. So I think the overall visual impact, the colors, the swirl of colors, the integration of visuals with the music. For example, in Flowing Sheets, if you look, and if you're just not paying attention a whole lot, it just looks like a set background. But then if you pay attention a little bit, you see the wind blowing across the water. So there's all these little details of things that, it just gives you a deeper appreciation. This is the third time that the show's been, the Divine Performing Arts has come to Philadelphia. I've seen all three shows, and all three of them are top flight. They're just, and I tell people it's, one of the highlights of the entertainment calendar, and that they really, in addition to writing an article about it, I tell them that they really, one-on-one, I tell people come down and see this, because it's a show that, if you see it, you'll say to yourself, boy, I'm glad I paid attention, I'm glad I didn't miss this, so.
It's a brilliant show. The dancers are so athletic and graceful, and the storyline is so compelling. And it's so interesting that they're combining history and the arts and the dance and the music. It's really quite fascinating.
Dance is that it's nonverbal, but it's able to give you the same impression, or actually a deeper level of expression than you can actually say verbally. So I'm very impressed with the costumes. They're just beautiful, breathtaking. The very first scene, I mean, everybody gasped.
It's a performance that everyone around the world should see. I had a wonderful opportunity at Jones Hall in Houston, Texas, to see for the first time the Divine Performing Arts. An introduction to China that most Americans have never seen. The broad depth and the inspirational dance that helped us understand the rich and rewarding culture that belongs to the Chinese people. The spiritualness of the performances were just wonderful, and there was a lot of stories, a lot of values that were taught. And I do think one of the major ones was caring about people, helping people who could not help themselves. I hope that the Chinese people see this performance and this tour as a tribute to them. And I hope that there's a great opportunity for the Divine Performing Arts to perform in China.
The show was very well organized, very enjoyable, a great group to work with. The way they incorporated it with the backdrop with the video projectors and the scenery behind that was constantly changing, that matched the costumes, that matched the whole set, and then the live orchestra. I mean, that's rare. You can't find that anywhere. That was excellent because the projectors were very cutting edge, if you will, as far as how they incorporated the video in with the dance and the costumes. I mean, it was just awesome. It was just beautiful, the way they did that. I mean, they needed, and it was so minimal, but yet so effective.
It's eternal, and that no matter what the difficulties are in this life, the truth will prevail. The truth will prevail, and mankind cannot be destroyed.
From almost all cultures, something similar, but I think this is about the best that I have seen. They should be very proud of it.
It was just beautiful, and all of them, the percussion, whatever those little horn, the wind instruments and the string instruments, I would have to see them to be able to tell the difference, but they all sounded great, and they blended really well. The orchestration, whoever wrote that music, blended them nicely. It deepens the impact of the scene, whatever. I mean, it's why there's scores and music adds more emotion to it, because it speaks to us without words. It's a much deeper connection.
The music was fantastic. The musicians were wonderful. The orchestra was fantastic. They were really wonderful. Very accomplished.
Inspiring as far as sharing the culture with the folks. And I sort of do that also with my family, with our entertainment. And if you can share the culture with the world, I think it's great.
It was very exciting to just be able to learn a little bit of the culture and see a lot of the ancient Chinese history, but through dance, and to be able to see all the colors and the way the dancers expressed it was amazing, and it was such a treat.
What I really appreciate, since I teach dance, is the beauty of the patterns. The detail of the girls, their synchronization, their harmony is beautiful. And the men show a tremendous strength and agility, fluidity in their movements, powerful leaps and steps, and their ability to use the drums. Amazing to be able to put the skill of the dance along with the instruments is breathtaking and wonderful. So I really appreciate the performance. I think that the skill is something I truly appreciate, because it takes a lot of effort to get a group of dancers to move so wonderfully unified, and that takes a lot of practice, a lot of training, and I really see that in this group. Their hard work and their determination to do an excellent performance is definitely something I'm appreciating as well.